Alright guys, I'm back. Welcome to another draft analysis of Ace. We are moving into game 2 of Mineski versus SGesports. In game 1, Mineski, yeah, their draft was pretty strong. I think it was quite a strong outdraft. And they take the game quite convincingly. SGesports didn't have an answer for the anti-mage. They laned pretty well against the Arc Warden, shut him down from the laning phase using the Lich. With the Lich sacrificing XP from the Arc Warden consistently, the Arc Warden couldn't come online, and then it's just the Anti-Mage and Ember Spirit taking over the game. As I mentioned, they only can shut down either one of the two, but at the end, they were behind in lane and they couldn't even shut down one of the two. So it was just a pretty standard, straightforward game from Mineski, and they kind of just took the game really quickly. Okay, so moving into game 2, we have Mineski first pick. I would expect the bans to be pretty much the same as game 1. Both teams wouldn't change too much. And we see Earthshaker ban, as well as Night Stalker. Probably Mirana again. Since Mineski banned at game 1, I don't think they'll change it here. Unless they maybe plan to first pick it, which I doubt so. There's too many other heroes to be first pick apart from Mirana. They'll probably get the hands of on the Lich if they can. I think they really like to first pick their hero on Ninja Boogie. And will SGesports actually ban the Lich here, or will they take away something else? They ban away the Venom. I think this is the same 2 bans as the first game. Sorry about that. Mineski, will they change it up or just simply go for the Lich as the game 1? I think Mineski is not a team that usually change around too much, so I'll expect them to go for the same thing.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Yes, they go for the Lich. Okay, so SGesports turn. They are able to pick up their Comfort Jakiro pick here because it wasn't banned, and they have a chance to pick it up now in the first phase. They can either go for it or just go for something like a Nyx Assassin, depending on whether they are comfortable with. They can either pick both their supports now, I think.
Dire team pick. Radiant.
Okay, so they go for the Jakiro. They usually play on the Position 5 role and the Spirit Breaker. One of them will be more of the Position 4 and one of them will be more of Position 5. In this game, the Spirit Breaker usually is played as a 5, but it's a kind of a more ganking 5. But I think this game he will be more of the... I don't know who will take more farm priority. I think it doesn't matter to them. Jakiro will be helping with the lane and pushing, but Spirit Breaker will be more of the ganking kind.
Dire team ban.
Okay, Mineski actually go for the Puck here. A very surprising pickup this early into the draft, but I guess it's going to be Nana's hero. Nana is the Puck player. He's pretty good at it. I mean, Ice can play it as well, but I doubt they'll put Ice on a hero like Puck. Why Puck is good here? Okay, so first of all, if Jakiro is harassing a Puck, like using Liquid Fire, he can easily phase shift, assuming he's on the off lane. And should like Spirit Breaker come in and gank, you can always just phase shift the first charge, and it's super easy to phase shift it, and you can just up away after that. So yeah, Puck is pretty. When you pick a hero like Spirit Breaker, you want to be constantly fighting and like getting kills around the map, and so having an elusive hero like Puck early on allows kind of reduce the impact that Spirit Breaker can actually have in the lanes, in the laning phase. Mineski removed the Puck now, which is proven to be a very strong hero in the current meta. It's also very strong against Puck because Puck relies a lot on his spells consistently using, and if he keeps getting zapped every time he uses a spell, then it'll be very hard for him to play. Also with Jakiro on Mineski is just trying to reduce the pushing potential, and banning Puck now is one option. SGesports, they target Ice again on the banning the Visage. How do you pronounce Visage or Visage? Do you pronounce this as Visage or is it Visage? What do you think? Okay, anyway, moving on to second ban. I think they'll continue to target Ice Hero. Will they ban the Wyvern? Wyvern is also very strong against Spirit Breaker. Every time a Spirit Breaker charges a target, you can just co-embrace him.
Radiant team ban.
Instead, they ban away Earth Spirit from Jeps. I think the Earth Spirit's impact in Game 1 was pretty strong, and because Mineski still lacks their Potion 4 hero, so SGesports just decide they don't want to play against Jeps Earth Spirit.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Earth Spirit is also a very strong hero in early game that can help to counter gang a Spirit Breaker. So yeah. Again, Mineski targets 4DR's Lina, one of his best heroes. Trying to take SGesports out of their comfort zone. And Lina is also one of the heroes that, as weird as it sounds,
10 seconds
to
remaining.
because Puck is very elusive, you usually think that way, right? So it's very hard to get like strike away combo off of him. But let's say if like a Spirit Breaker charge in and you can force the phase shift, then it's very easy for Lina to get off the like strike array into a full combo. And Puck is very his HP pool is not very high, so it's very easy for Lina to burst him down. And also in the laning phase, it's actually harder to dodge. It's actually not that easy to dodge Dragon Slaves, like because Lina can fake the animation and stuff. So yeah, Lina usually just throw Dragon Slave to farm and at the same time try to harass the Pucks. It's a pretty skill-based matchup, I would say, but yeah, as 4DR is super comfortable with the hero, Mineski just don't want to have the Puck to face against his Lina.
Radiant team pick.
SGesports go for the Bloodseeker. Silence is very good against Puck, although it's very hard to get it off because you can always just phase shift the blood, right? And yeah, but it's just very good against the kind of playstyle if they want to go very aggressively with the Spirit Breaker and stuff. And usually
10 seconds
the downside of a Bloodseeker is when you if you rupture somebody, that
5
hero can just
seconds
TP out.
remaining.
But with the heroes that SGesports currently have, they have Spirit Breaker charge as well as Jakiro Ice Path. You can cancel TP using Ice Path from very far as well.
Dire
And
team
if you are
ban.
charging a target, you can just you just time the charge at the same time as the rupture so that you can cancel any potential TP coming up. So it seems like SGesports is going to up the tempo this game with the 3 heroes they currently have. They can push towers, they can gank very well, and they can fight
10
very well.
seconds remaining.
So I'm sure they will be continuing this direction and
5
pick up more
seconds
aggressive
remaining.
heroes early game. Maybe something even like a Viper. They just all in the early game. Viper will crush Puck in the mid lane. And the only downside now is if they are like face rushing Mineski, Leech is actually a very strong hero against that kind of playstyle. The last game I mentioned that the heroes that SGesports have against Leech were pretty good because they tend to be spread out. That's why I think last game you noticed that there's actually very few Chain Frost that did a lot. The Chain Frost I noticed just most of them did like 1 or 2 bounces and it ended. But this game is going to be very different. I think there'll be more chances for
10
bigger
seconds
Leech
remaining.
Ultimate Chain Frost. Okay, so moving on, Mineski pick up the
5
Clockwork.
seconds remaining.
I believe that is going to be Jep's Clockwork. Clockwork is one of the heroes that can actually match up against Spirit Breaker in terms of the roaming potential. And if you manage to catch Shakiro in the Cox together with Battery Assault, he's not going to be able to do anything. So yeah, and let's say if you got Ruptured, you can just Cox yourself in, and you're going to buy your team some time before your reinforcements can come in, and they have to destroy the Cox before they can go onto you. And SGesports go for Enigma. It's a hero that we haven't been seeing a lot. So Enigma, the heroes on Mineski is decent at cancelling Black Hole. They have Puck Ulti, they have Leech Chain Frost as well as Clockwork Hookshot. Clockwork Hookshot is not the easiest because you need to find the correct angle, and if the game actually goes to late game and Jeps actually feels the need, he might actually go for a Blink Dagger just to reposition himself to be able to cancel the Black Hole. This Enigma is most likely an offlane one, and against Leech and Clockwork, because Leech, if he wants to help other lanes, then he will be the safe lane will be very pressured by Enigma because Enigma is actually a very strong off lane if it's like 1v1 or like when the carry don't have a lot of
Dire
support.
team ban.
But and if the leash is forced to stay there and sacrifice the creeps, and if the lane pushes out, Enigma can always just go back to the jungle. So he doesn't lose too much in the off lane that way. It's still a very efficient way to play that lane. Because against leash, you tend to lose a lot of XP because of his sacrifice. But for
10
Enigma, if he
seconds
loses
remaining.
that XP
Radiant
in that
team
direction, he
back.
can always just go to the jungle to make up for it. SGesports banned the Medusa, which is a hero that Mineski likes to play, especially on Mushi in the mid lane. And since they have picked up a Vengeful carry here, SGesports is expecting a much heavier mid lane or carry for Mushi.
10 seconds remaining.
So Vengeful is most likely on the safe lane. So yeah, they're gonna have a hero for
5 seconds
Mushi in the mid
remaining.
lane. Probably something like I wanna say anti-mage, but anti-mage is not very good against the lineup that Plastica have. Spiritbreaker and the lineup that SGesports have. Spiritbreaker and Plastica are two very strong heroes against anti-mage. And if let's say you safe lane anti-mage against the Enigma can
Radiant
punish it very
team
heavily.
pick. Dire team pick.
Say they go for the Brute Mother again. Okay, so it's a Ice Brute Mother. Safe lane Nana's Vengeful Spirit. No, sorry, safe lane Mushi's Vengeful Spirit and mid lane Nana's Puck. I don't like the Brute
10
as much this
seconds
game
remaining.
because Plastica is very good at clearing the Spiderlings in the
5
mid game.
seconds remaining.
Okay, it's still very strong actually if you think about it. Their early game Spiderlings clear mechanics is actually very limited. Then you got like Dual Breath. Bloodrite isn't very strong because you can just micro it out, and Midnight Pulse. But all these are damage over time and it's not any there's no burst. So now actually Sports need to come out with a last pick that can deal with Brute Mother. So yeah, Ember is
Choose your hero.
Ember is not the best, but it's still fine. Okay, so this Brute Mother has to play, he cannot play as aggressive as he used to because there's a Spirit Breaker that can charge him and give vision. And once he gets ruptured, it's very easy for SGesports to bring him down actually. But the upside for him is the Spiderlings can actually do a lot in this game as well. Draft wise, I think SGesports have a much stronger draft as compared to game 1. Another thing about the Bloodseeker pick is also if it kind of denies Mineski into picking the anti-mage because Bloodseeker is one of the counters to anti-mage. So I think SGesports doesn't
5
want
seconds
Mineski to play the anti-mage route, so they pick up heroes like Spiritbreaker and Bloodseeker early on. The Mushi pickup on the Vengeful carry is also a very good cancel on the Black Hole. If he BKB Black Hole, there's Swap, there's Chain Frost, there's Hookshot, so they have a lot of options to cancel a BKB Black Hole. This game should be more even than the last, but I still feel that Mineski is the stronger team and should be able to take this. The draft isn't really favored towards any side. It's probably going to see how much pressure Ice can put in the early game and whether the heroes of SGesports can pressure him enough. The carry Vengeful Spirit is able to sustain himself on the safe lane, most likely, even up against the Enigma. So yeah, Mineski is my choice. And let me know what you think about the draft again below in the comments. Thank you.